back here. I will be back here. And I will be back with another vengeance.
Yeah, we'll lick our wounds. We'll get over this. We'll be fired up for next year.
Garoppolo has time, stands in, going deep, going for it all, and it's caught for the touchdown! On 4th down, Deebo Samuel for 6. Garoppolo's got all day. He's going to launch it deep down the field, going for it all, and getting it! Emmanuel Sanders, not touched, still on his feet, inside the 10, and he scores! 75-yard bomb from Jimmy Garoppolo to Emmanuel Sanders. Wilson, pressure off the edge, releases it, and it is intercepted by Greenlaw. Trey Greenlaw now on the return as he's still on his feet with blockers in front. Trey Greenlaw down the sideline. Can you believe this?
Looks like football, baby.
Pass is caught. Kittle breaks one tackle. Another. Wow, what a touchdown for George Kittle. Goff throws and it's intercepted. It's picked off by Warner. Fred Warner for the touchdown. Jeff Wilson has come in at running back. Garoppolo's throw is caught by Jeff Wilson. He's going to score a touchdown for the 49ers.
And the pass is going to be picked off by Bosa. Nick Bosa. Can't bring him down till he gets to the 8-yard line. Wow.
Now Evans in the slot. Winston picked off. It is Richard Sherman, who did not have an interception last year, and he returns it all the way for a 49ers touchdown, 32-yard.
Garoppolo fires. It is caught. Still on his feet is Kittle with a big play. And the stiff arm. George Kittle. Flags fly. He's down to the 30. What a run by George Kittle. Taking on everybody.
I'm a pumpy cut forever.
Feels great, baby.
Yo, motherfuckers. Gold-blooded motherfuckers. We are in the playoffs. And some shit went down during the game this week versus Seahawks that legitimizes this being the season of destiny on so many levels. And I'm going to break it down for you right now. How are you, Bob?
I'm great.
Good. All right. Listen, because you don't know this. I had to go to Florida for work. That's why we're delayed recording. We would have recorded Monday night, but the Cowboy game, we didn't know who we were playing. So, this is it. This is what it is. All right. Everybody who's listened to this podcast knows that I'm typically a negative cunt. I have been for 9 seasons, whatever we've done. Anyone who pays close attention knows that this year I've tried to positize. How do you say this? Say it.
I don't know, but it's definitely not positized. That's all I know. Stay positive.
Yeah, I tried to
turn your ways.
I tried to be, especially with the 49ers. I should probably do this like with my wife because she's ready to kill me after the negativity I brought to this travel excursion this past 3 days.
You had me laughing.
About what?
Every text was a negative aspect of your free trip to Florida.
Yeah. I hate Florida.
Yeah, lots of negative stuff about a free trip to Florida.
Whoa. Go fuck yourself.
The negativity of the 4 hours you spent to get your name changed, but you did it at work, so you were getting paid to change your name for the free trip.
Oh, but I was still working. Yeah. It's not like I was only
you were getting
doing
paid.
That. All right. So
I test this every week to see if you'll go cunty, and you're doing good. You're doing good.
So Niners are on. Now, I've also tried not to be as psychotic about jerseys and superstitious. Okay. I've tried to just take it for what it's worth. But I've also kind of worked myself into a bit of a superstition here this year. So here's what transpired. Week 1, they lost to the Bears. I wore my Patrick Willis jersey. They won the next game, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think they won the next game. I didn't wear the Patrick Willis again until the Broncos game. They lost that game. Okay? Right. So, I've been wearing...
They only won one game between those two.
Right,
Broncos
exactly.
was week 3.
So I went right back at it to try, because just to prove it almost.
Yeah, break them.
Then it happened, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So now we know where we're at. So to start the game, right, I had the Patrick Willis on. And halfway through the second quarter, or during the Jimmy Ward mental lapse on back-to-back plays, right? Because he fucked up twice somehow, right?
I remember the penalty, but I don't know what else.
He gave up the touchdown, maybe?
Okay.
There was something like that. Because my father even said that guy, number 1, just gave up 10 points. I don't remember what it was, but I walked away feeling... I was walking around the house, and I was saying, this is just typical of my life. We get here, this fucking guy, the quarterback shaky on the little bit in the second quarter. I'm like, and Jessica's like, what happened to being positive? And I didn't say anything. I watched the rest of the rest of the half. At halftime, I went into the bedroom and I put the Jimmy G on. We came out and had the best third quarter of football. Probably the best quarter of football I've seen played all fucking year. It was flawless. 7.5-minute drive, turnover, points. And I stayed positive. But I definitely slipped. Sketchy, dog.
It's definitely a wild second half. Touchdown, then they fumble. Touchdown, then they punt. Touchdown, then interception, then field goal, then they finally score a touchdown. That's a wild second half right there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this team somewhere along the season became a second half team. The defense has always been, because you wear down an offense when you got a defense that's relentless like that, and they stay fast. But this is, with Brock under center, they've become a second half team all the way around. And I am so happy we're not a first half team like we used to be, because that would drive me nuts. We would get a lead and just hold on by our fuck. Even the Cowboys game last year in the playoffs. If Dak doesn't fuck that play up, and they don't, who knows what happens? We shouldn't have even let them back in that fucking game.
If he slid with better time or whatever it was. Yeah.
They should have never had that opportunity for that drive. It's fucking insane. And I love second half teams so much better.
The way I'm going to put it to you is, in my opinion, like, football, especially the NFL, is about who can close.
Yeah.
And this defense has proven this year that it can close. Nick Bosa, how many games in a row fucking closed games, right?
Absolutely.
And now we're at a point where the offense is closing games. Go back to that last thing. I want to bring up one thing here. This second half, we gave up a touchdown with 3 minutes left.
Garbage time
With
touchdown,
backups in, which would have been another scoreless half on the year.
Backups in.
No question. All right. That was a lot. That we just spoke on. So the point of all that was the jersey swap. I don't know. Listen, the Patrick Willis jersey is in the closet for the rest of the year. That's got some juju. That goes back to the Super Bowl of 2012 when I blew my load on it. I don't know what's up with that, but it's gotta see somebody. It's gotta, I don't know. It's gotta get like jujified.
I broke some superstitions down this year too.
No more throwing of the football.
That's all been gone.
Okay.
The only ones I really hold true are always a jersey on game day.
Okay.
Anytime you're in public.
Right.
If you go in public on game day, you wear a jersey.
Well, I wear ignorance.
I broke that on week 18.
Yeah.
Because of where I was going. It just didn't feel right. It was the end of the year. And I go, this is the week to break this if I'm going to break it. Because if they lose, it doesn't really change much. it's worth the risk to find out. And we won, so I'm free of my superstition of that one. I still wore it. I'm still doing it. I'm back at it now that we're in the playoffs. It's more fun now in the playoffs because you get the full day out of it if we have a night game.
Yeah.
But that's really it. I did catch something that pertains to the season of Destiny.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed this during all the games. There's a lot of Gronkowski stuff going around.
Yes.
And he's doing a thing where he's got to kick a field goal and people win some money or something.
Okay.
And the joke on the commercial is like, no, I catch the ball. And they're like, no, you got to kick a field goal. And, people are in a drawing or something and they win if he kicks the field goal. But look what they're calling it.
The kick of destiny.
When I saw that commercial, I go, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
and it's a FanDuel thing.
There's so many.
The kick of destiny.
You know what we can go back and listen to? Me last week calling the Giants winning.
The kick of destiny.
Like, I was adamant the Giants were winning.
You want to know something real crazy? We had a guy in yesterday. Totally blew the season for the Giants.
What?
He came in yesterday to get a Giants tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get that in between playoff weeks.
That's not good.
No. He's fucked. I had another one in today.
Well, listen.
And I go, sorry, man, your team smoked. And he's like, what are you talking about? I go, a guy came in yesterday and got a Giants tattoo.
Well, I got to be honest. I think they're beating the Eagles.
Well,
I do.
I have a thing.
Which would be great time for us.
I have a thing.
Okay.
And I said that to the kid today. I said, I am against choosing opponents.
Right.
I am against rooting for a team like I want this team to win because I want to play them.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know. And that's what I want to clarify to the listeners.
Yeah.
As a podcast, we are against that. Sometimes you get what you wish for, and that's not what you want.
Right. Agreed.
But if the Giants happen to beat the Eagles,
right,
that would be good
because we get home.
Because we get a home game,
right?
Less travel. A team's got to come from the East Coast rather than us going to the East Coast.
No question.
And the Giants fan said to me, honestly, if it's not the Giants, I'd rather it be the Niners because the other two teams are rivals.
Yeah, they're in their division.
Who would have thought?
Right.
3 East teams
and the Niners.
That's wild.
That is wild. That is something we need to explore next episode.
It's wild.
All right.
Before we get into this game,
I am. Listen, I just got off for everybody scoring at home. I just got off an airplane, rush hour traffic, raced home, found my cat locked in a fucking room, ate a slice of pizza, and I'm here. So I'm fucking frazzled dazzled.
Just real quick. Bold NFL predictions for 2022.
Yeah.
I had 49ers only NFC West team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ironically, they were not. They were very close to being the only West team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And no one would have guessed it was the Seahawks and not the Rams or the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I was so close. You have Carson Wentz last year in the NFL due to criminal charges and or historically awful play. He was the starter towards the end of the last year.
But he was terrible.
But there's still plenty of time for criminal charges also.
Right.
And there's definitely plenty of time for it to be his last year in the NFL.
No question there, yeah.
49ers prediction, I said that we would have a cornerback in the Pro Bowl. We had Charvarius Ward as a backup maybe?
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome. We calling it 22 Pro Bowl or?
I have no idea.
And you had... Oh, that's good spelling right there, huh? You had Debo break someone's collarbone while they try to tackle him.
That's not...
Still possible.
Still possible.
Still possible, for sure.
I feel like he's still mad about that guy fucking tugging on his ankle. He might do it this week.
Let's see. Cornerbacks. We did not.
That's AFC.
You're right. Defense, cornerbacks, still not there.
Guess we didn't.
We had a safety, right? What's his name made it? Was it maybe the alternate?
No, he was the one.
I know, but didn't Hufanga?
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was the one.
He's not a corner.
Right, but
I said corner.
But he's a safety. Why isn't his name on it?
Maybe he dropped. I don't know. I mean, he's a All-Pro, so that's got to count for something.
It's odd.
Let's go by team. Maybe it'd be easier. Yeah, he was in there for sure.
I don't know what happened.
Maybe this is last year? All these guys.
Gotta be.
Yeah. So we're going to have to put...
23.
Mm-hmm.
We're fucking...
Look at.
Yeah.
Fucking cunts.
Well, it's we got to put 2023.
I know. It's fucking stupid. The season's the 22. The fucking... It's fucking insanity.
What do we got here? No cornerbacks. There he is.
Made it as a strong safety. So, almost. I was close. I should have said defensive back, but I was specific.
Go to the team there.
I was specific when I said corner.
Because Juszczyk has a beef with the way they do the All-Pro. They don't pick a fullback.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? Cunts?
Yeah, he should have been.
All right.
Is that new? When did they announce All Pros?
Last week.
After we recorded?
No, I don't know.
So we should talk about that, maybe?
Well, I think we should talk about this game a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit more.
Because we did get Talanoa in there.
Yeah, what do we get? 4 here?
Does this go by team too? No, of course not. What do we have?
I don't... Is it just... some Bosa?
Fred made it again.
Bosa, Fred...
Talanoa.
And
Trent.
And Trent.
It's pretty.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, there's so many guys.
Hufanga was the surprise there on All-Pro.
You know what the real surprise is? That CMC is not up there.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Who got it? Josh Jacobs. That guy is pretty good.
Yeah, but on the... he should have been on the Pro Bowl at least.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
For sure. All right. What else do you have to say about this? Pete Carroll can suck an egg. You were happy with him?
Yeah.
I hate him. I can't
care.
stand him. I fucking despise him.
Yeah, I'm done with him. He doesn't have shit against me.
Yeah, I know. He's no threat, but...
He's a puss.
What, are you concerned that Bosa hasn't had a sack in like 3 games?
No. As long as we win, I don't give a fuck.
Same.
And I don't think he gives a fuck. He's just piling up. They're coming. He's going to get him.
Oh, yeah.
So the more he doesn't get him and we win, the more the next team's going to get a fucking beating.
Yeah. It's going to be
Old
Dak.
Dacky.
Yeah. Dak can suck dick.
Old Dakota's about to get a whooping.
I'm going to do something different.
All right.
I'm going to sing a sensual song about the Studley man, the beast of the week. Just think about that.
That's something.
Yeah, I couldn't get fired up tonight, but that was nice. That'll make someone moist. Shout out to my guy Brecken Welton for going to the game and sitting in the rain. I told him he still doesn't have shit on the Soggy Bottom boys.
It's going to be a tough one, being that McCaffrey had 128, 38 all-purpose yards, and Debo had 165 all-purpose yards with a touchdown.
I mean, and your quarterback had a rating of 131.
18 of 30 for 332 with 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown.
The 18 of 30 isn't great, but...
That was all first half, too.
That second half was a fucking firestorm.
It's about as good as it gets.
That fucking second half got multiple women pregnant. Let me tell you something.
Defense was rolling. Demo Lenore had a fucking game.
He did.
He had a pass defended and a fucking interception.
Yeah.
They were trying him, too.
Greenlaw was all over the place. He's a monster.
He's a fucking animal.
All right, let's do offense.
Pro Freddy playing like an animal.
Let's go offense, bub.
You're right. What do you got? It's a tough one.
It is. I'm going to give it to BCB, dog. He's doing shit at quarterback that is... I mean,
He's getting no credit for it, first of all. Everyone around the world is like, it's Shanahan.
Right.
It's Shanahan.
But what I'm saying about him is, and I'm not knocking Jimmy by any means, because I feel like we'd be in the same game if we had Jimmy. But what I'm saying is, Jimmy was not putting up 41 points every fucking game, or 35 every game.
It's very different. And it could be Shanahan.
Right, it could be.
It could be that he trusts Brock more, but whatever it is, it's different.
But what I'm saying is, like, the Elijah Mitchell throwing touchdown. Just, he stepped between a collapsing pocket and fucking just delivered a little toe, baby.
But he made the play happen.
Made the play happen.
Could have been a sack. Could have got out and ran.
Could have been a lot of things.
Yeah.
How many balls did he have over 20 yards this game? Did he throw? Completions. There was a bunch.
I don't know.
Like, okay. Receivers, look at receiving long 70. We don't know, that could be running, but he had, like, they said he set some kind of record for throwing balls over 20 yards. The Juwan Jennings one, Kittle had a long one, Ayuk had a 3. All right, I'm giving it to BCB. That boy is slanging that fucking Midwest cock all over the place.
If Brock Purdy was Zach Wilson, if this was Trey Lance, if this was Trevor Lawrence,
right?
Any of these guys drafted at the top of the draft, they would be the next coming of either Mahomes or Brady, depending on their style of playing quarterback.
Right.
Nobody is giving that to Brock Purdy.
He's like a combination
He's shorter.
of both, yeah.
He's shorter. He doesn't have the same athletic tools as Patrick. He's a first-year quarterback that got thrust into the lineup. He hasn't even had the benefit of all season of getting going, and he's done nothing but win since taking over. It's incredible what he's doing. No matter what happens from here on out, it's incredible. He's got to be the starter next year with Trey Lance as the backup until Trey proves he's better. When Trey Lance started this year, he looked frantic. He didn't look sure of himself. Nothing looked smooth. Nothing looked easy. He had all those same weapons.
And and I'm not trying to be like this, but he was the man.
He had all the same weapons.
But hold on. He was the man throughout training camp.
Yeah.
Throughout all
No
of
fight,
it.
no worry.
He was the man. Then Jimmy got signed because, fuck it, Jimmy over completely inexperienced Brock Purdy. What I mean by inexperienced, just week-to-week NFL
we didn't know what
life.
he was. We didn't know he was this.
But again, even then, he didn't know what a week-to-week, like, he needed those 11 weeks. Like, let's be for real. Like, Trey had that last year. Brock did. Brock looked less frantic coming in the Miami game than Trey did.
And they were all out blitzing him nonstop.
Week 1 and week 2. I don't know, man.
I don't know what it is, but he's got it.
I agree.
I don't know that it's sustainable. I don't know that he's going to be Joe Montana. I don't know that he's going to be Steve Young. I don't know that he's going to do all that. But I'll tell you what, he's got it.
But I don't see why he can't.
There's no reason he can't. We've not seen any reason yet. Every game they go, oh, well, that was the first adversity. They said that versus the Raiders, remember? That was the first real test.
Come from behind.
And then this week they said the same thing. I'm like, no, he already did that.
And then there's also people saying, we got to beat a good team.
Yeah.
So
we're in the playoffs, motherfucker. They're all good.
They've beat, in the past 5 weeks, they beat 2 playoff teams.
Yeah,
they beat the Bucks. They beat the Seahawks twice.
Yeah, the Bucks aren't good, though.
But they're a playoff team.
Yeah, they're not good, though.
I know. But
they're not a playoff team if you don't get one just for winning a division. They were under 500.
I hear you, dog.
I'm not going to call them
good. You
good.
beat the Seahawks twice.
And they got clowned by the fucking Cowboys.
All right. We'll get to them next. All right. Defense. Or who'd you pick?
Offense, I am going to go Debo.
Ah, yes.
The run where he seemingly was tackled behind the line turned it positive. The run where he bowled over half the team. The catch and run up the sideline with the block from Ayuk that he just turned it into another gear and ran it for the touchdown.
74 yards.
The staying on the ground instead of getting the penalty when Jonathan Abrams, I don't know how that guy's not kicked out of football.
That's crazy.
That's not a one-game suspension. That's got to be more than that.
Did he get suspended?
No, there's been no announcement yet. That's completely insane. He stood up after the play.
Flag thrown.
It's insane. It was very clearly intent to hurt someone. It wasn't even like, sometimes they lay on the guy to make the clock run. He picked his leg up and twisted it the first game back from an injury. Second game back.
Right.
It's insane to me. It's completely insane. And Shanahan on the field, shoulder checking players, he was so mad. Was pretty good. I don't know if you heard Joe Staley, but Joe Staley said when he saw that, he goes, watch, there's going to be about 6 run plays in a row. And that's exactly what happened. And we just ran it down their throat. And he was saying what Shanahan does different than most head coaches is he feels that energy, because when you're on the field and someone does that to Debo, as an offensive lineman, you want to hit somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And he said when that happens, all you think is, let the next play be a run play, please, because I get to go hit somebody. If it's a pass play, I got to protect. I got to play on my heels. If it's a run play, I get to attack. And he goes, as a lineman, all you think is, please let it be a run play so I can hit someone. And we did. We sure did.
All right, can I read you a little something?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy attempted 10 passes of 20 yards or more downfield, which is the most in a game since Cap attempted 10 in a 2014 Niners Week 10 overtime win against the Saints. Purdy completed 4 of those for 110 yards.
4 out of 10.
Yeah, not great, but
He's taking shots.
Taking shots. And I got to believe a couple of them were in the first half when he was missing a bunch of balls.
Yeah, he wasn't perfect, but he was pretty goddamn good.
In the second half, he was flawless. 332 is a sexy number. But there's no question, Debo was a monster.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Debo.
No doubt.
I love playoff Debo. I want to see someone get trucked.
Collarbone broken. Remember I called it?
Even CMC was trucking people. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Defense?
I guess CMC trucked Trent Williams. Did you see that?
No.
I heard about it.
That segment we watch every week of the guys on the Pat McAfee show, they were jerking off the 49ers again this week.
Yeah, no doubt. Defense. Bob a lot.
This was a weird one.
It was.
Everybody played good. It's hard to nail it down to one person. Menahu had a couple sacks. Eric Armstead had that big sack right in the beginning.
That was hot
First
shit.
set of downs.
That was hot shit.
Demo had the interception and the fucking pass defended.
Well, I know who it's not. Jimmy Ward, sorry, bud. I'm going to go. I could go.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give it to the guy I told you before. Mr. Greenlaw. He was just... He is... Like, you know, they say Fred Warner is the fucking, you know, the motor, you know. Well, he's the fucking transmission. You know what I mean? Or the drivetrain. I don't know. He's a fucking monster. He refuses to get hurt. And that's what I love about him.
I'm going to go Menahu.
Yeah. I was close.
He had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
He had a tackle for a loss.
See.
He had a QB hit. One of those sacks was the strip sack fumble that Bosa recovered.
I probably should have went with him. Yeah.
I'm going to go Menahu.
Womack had a good game, too.
He came in late. It was garbage time.
Hats off.
Him and Jenkins both. Well, the difference with Womack is he plays special teams, so some of those tackles could be special teams too.
Hats off to Bobby Gold.
Bobby G.
For not being the Cowboys kicker. Which, again,
that sucks.
We'll talk about real fucking soon. We didn't even talk. Who won the prediction, Bob? Cannot be stopped. It's like 7 in a row.
Yeah, you're on fire.
I mean, listen, I wasn't that close, but suck my fucking dick.
And you're almost uncatchable.
Yeah.
You got a 2-point lead. I'd have to win out with no ties.
Yeah.
To win outright.
BBC.
If there's any ties or any faltering, you're locked in.
BBC is just checked out. He hasn't
Nothing.
been able to.
No.
He didn't know we were recording today.
I'm pretty sure we told him when he made the post.
Probably.
Everyone was healthy this week except Ambry Thomas.
Yes.
All the other inactives were healthy scratches, I believe. Ross Dwelly, a couple guys. No big deal. Juwan Jenkins had an ankle injury during the game.
Juwan Jennings.
Is that what I said?
You said Jenkins.
Jenkins. He, what's the Jenkins? Who do we got? Janoris Jenkins.
Janoris.
Is our backup corner.
Well, AJ Jenkins.
Janoris is ours.
Yeah, but no, you remember.
Yeah,
they drafted AJ
I do.
Jenkins all those years.
Oh, I do. Juwan Jennings had an ankle. He did replay in the game. Injured. He was hobbling around a little bit. But he's day-to-day. I'm sure he's going to play this week. Ebicom had an ankle. He did not return to the game. He's day-to-day. Shanahan said if the game was close and we needed him at the end, he probably would have been back in there. But it was a blowout, so no sense pushing it. So it looks like everyone's going to be healthy again this week. Ambry Thomas was doing some solo workout stuff, but nothing back with the team yet, so I don't know if we'll see him again this week. Jimmy G, no word.
I was just going to ask.
No update on that.
I didn't hear one, so yeah.
They've been saying all along, maybe NFC Championship. They still haven't put him on IR, which makes me think there's still a chance.
Yeah.
Because they would have put him on IR to clear up the spot.
Bring up somebody else, yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
All right.
What's crazy is we haven't even seen Jimmy.
Right.
Like, not even at the game.
Yeah.
You'd think he might be on the sideline just to help Brock get back in the flow of things.
Unless he's just doing it.
It's a little interesting.
Ready. We don't want to address that Trey Lance thing, right?
That
fucking
don't mean
nonsense.
nothing.
That was so stupid. All right, let's do the particulars. And you got
Trey Lance did have a second procedure. I don't know if you saw that. Just to have some shit taken out of his...
That was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah. They say that was normal. Jimmy Garoppolo, who was also previously limited to using a knee scooter, was seen walking. So we're getting there. Walking around the locker room. I don't know where he is at the game. I don't see him. Maybe he's there and we just don't see him. I don't know.
All right. Well, fuck it. Let's do the particulars and let's wrap this one up. Nothing else to say about the fucking Seahawks. We're on to the next. Like we've been here before. Yo, cunts. Reviews. I want fucking reviews. Is that fucking hard? You know, before this ship sinks, fucking send us out on a high note. Fuck it, send some ducats. www.patreon.com/goldbloodedpodcast. Send us an email. I believe you boys did your job this week. goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Check us out on the Instagram so you can know when I'm fucked up and traveling for work. Goldblooded Podcast. Hey, if you're in Connecticut, Northeast, fuck it. If you're in America, you need to get to Connecticut. You need to fucking spend some ducats at Lucky Rose Tattoo in Middlebury, Connecticut. Lucky_Rose_Tattoo on the Instagram. LuckyRoseTattoo.BigCartel.com.
If the Lombardi is hoisted by Brock Purdy or Jimmy Garoppolo or any San Francisco 49er, there will be a full day of free San Francisco 49er football tattoos.
Whenever. Well, I will be. Yeah, I'm not going to discuss what's going to transpire that day. All right. Listen, the season of destiny. As we were told by a wise man many years ago to stay the course, this is the course. Stones have been cast. I'm going to leave everybody with a treat. You didn't. I haven't told you the details of this yet. Now, I know you said, everything about my trip was negative. Yeah.
No, just the way you communicate it.
Right. No. When was the last time you've been to a theme park, Bob?
Theme park. Classify. I've been to Quasi.
Now I'm talking about like some big shit. Like have
Six
you been
Flags?
Even bigger, maybe. Well, maybe Six Flags. Have you ever been on one of these like simulator rides?
No, I don't do that.
I did never either. I do roller coasters, no problem.
I don't do that either.
I like roller coasters, even the loop-de-hoo. I went on
the old loop-de-hoo, huh?
Right. I went on like the King de Ka, they call it at Six Flags. Right. It's like you go like 150 miles an hour, some crazy fucking shit.
Sounds sensual, King de Ka.
Yes. So I'd never been on a simulator ride, bub. Never. So I went. We went the first. I had the stylings of doing the Jurassic Park one. So what had happened was, I went to a conference down in Orlando. About 3,500 people attended this conference, and from 7 to 11, Universal Studios was opened up to us. They had food spreads for free food all over the park. Free games everywhere. All the rides are free. No lines because it's only 3,000 people. Free drinks. Like just a fucking DJ. People dancing. Like just a good time. Good vibe. We were having a great time. And Jessica and I say, let's give the ride a shot. Hey. We both said this. We get in and the fucking thing comes over you. You know. Now you're on a bench. Your feet are on a track. The track is moving, and the there is like the seats are like there's a rail the seats are riding on as well, like on the back of the seats in essence. So the ride starts. There's 4 seats in our particular unit. There's a guy sitting next to Jessica, and then me, and then an empty seat to my left. And it goes, and as you start to move, we're moving to the left. It eventually lifts up off the floor, so now we're completely suspended. You know, your legs are dangling. And you're taken through what is almost like a haunted house, like a traditional haunted house that you would go on at a carnival, except on a much bigger scale. And there's wind blowing, and there's mist, and there's, it's all the Harry Potter theme, which I don't know anything about the movie, so I'm just here experiencing this. So there's people talking, Harry Potter apparently, whoever the fuck, I don't know. And he's like, we're going to go flying on the brooms now, or some shit like that. And the seat like busts through a wall, and now we like turn 90 degrees, and there's a screen in front of us. And there's wind blowing at your face, making you feel like you're genuinely flying through the air. But like at 700 miles an hour, I don't fucking know. At this point, I know I'm going to be fucking sick. They told us the ride was 5 minutes. So at this point, I'm like, I'm 30 seconds in. I think I can hold the puke, but there's no doubt I'm going to puke. I don't hear Jessica, so I know she's in the same exact spot as I am. This continues for 5 full minutes. We fucking fly through the sky. Then it the seat takes another turn and gets back on a track, and now you're in a cave, but an actual cave. And instead of looking at a digital screen, there's a large fucking tree that you're like flying around. And the tree is an actual tree that's moving. I don't fucking know how. Obviously there's a motor in there somehow. And like the tree's talking. And again, there's people talking, and there's a whole fucking simulation to this. And then you're flying through the sky again. I could do with the cave scene, but flying through the sky made me fucking so sick. So we get out of there. The second it stops, and it's loud. It's like a roller coaster in the sense that it's really loud. So like I couldn't really talk to Jessica because you're strapped in like you're going to fucking space. So I like reach for her, and she's like, fuck this. That's all I heard. And she's not like, she was the one that wanted this, So we get off the thing, and we look at each other, and we're both fucking... Did I send you the picture of me green?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we walk out of the door, and we both just sit down on the ground, like right on the fucking ground. And I stand up because there's a woman just puking into a garbage can. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. That lady's making a mess. And like, if I heard her puke, I would have done it. I would have been right there. Had I eaten anything other than popcorn, it would have been all over me. Had I drank anything other than a Sprite, it would the stars aligned in the sense that my stomach was empty for the most part, other than Sprite and popcorn. But it ruined my night. We had to go home.
Yeah, that's why I don't do any of that stuff.
Bob,
I don't got the stomach for it.
let me tell you something. I've done hard fucking drugs that are less intense.
Huh?
That is some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm out.
Fuck modern day technology.
I'm out.
I want to live in the woods and talk around a fire. That's it. Check us next episode, you fucking jerk-offs.